Good morning, everyone. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you come from and where you are at this current hour. I want to introduce the concept of time counting and price counting, right? So I want to simply do a small search on my ChatGPT. And my previous search is that I kind of gave it a prompt to I just told ChatGPT to do a date count. That's the digital root reduction. Okay, this is with this example, do a digital root reduction of for the month of September from the first day, which looks like this, right? I gave it a sample and I asked it to do it for each day. And when it did the date count for the whole of September, I had on the 16th of September to add up to exactly 1 plus 6, which is 7, right? So on days of 7, I go back to my chart and I look for UTC plus 1, okay? And if this was not a consolidation day, I would have gotten exactly the low of the day and also find exactly where the high is going to form at the hour of 5 p.m. So this right here give us the low of the day from the beginning. But because this day is a consolidation day, it comes back against it. But expect the low or high of the day to be formed exactly on the days that add up to 1 plus 6 at exactly 1 a.m. You can have an entry within that region and hold for a protracted time. And all you have to do is make sure at least before on days of consolidation, you can know those days, by the way. On the days that you're expecting consolidation, what you need to do is make sure that you don't hold for too long, maybe hold for 3, 4 hours after your entry at 1 a.m. on days that add up to 1 plus 6, right? So the need for you to do this is date counting gives you daily functionary daily points of entry within certain set hours where the algorithm does a repeating function every single time. It begins by 1 a.m., creates the low or high of the day, and then move higher and then closes within the evening hour. Okay, makes the peak at the evening hour, then comes back and then close within the night time. On bullish days, it will just keep going, 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 retrace, going until it reaches the high and then comes back down and close few ranges away from the day's high. Okay, so this is the case study for just 16th. Look here. In each month, you would have one of those days that adds up to 1 plus 6, just one. And days that add up to 2 plus 7, 2 plus 5, I don't really trust most of those days. I don't. I just go there and I kind of like watch what happens, but I don't like to trade on those days of 7 because I don't trust that it will use exactly 1 a.m. every time. So the truth is date counting is quite very easy to do, right? The issue now lies with time counting. So in time counting, you push it downward, right, to this point, and you take note of the exact time down here. And how you add time is quite very tricky. Oh yeah, before I get back to that point, it's gonna really stress me. But in in a simple way, let me okay, let me use the 1 minute time frame, but for a time in the future where I can actually easily count. So let's just say where we had this low right here. If we want to count the time, we would look at 2106, right? So 2106. And then we add 2 plus 1. Okay, so we have 2 plus 1, which is 3 plus 6. And that gives us 9, right? So we have this to be equals to equal to 9. Okay, it equals to it equals to 9. So 9 right here simply means that is our, we have 9 downward. Now let's look at this low. Where does it form? By looking at the low right here, low. Where does it form within the price axis? Now let's go quickly and pay attention to that. On the price axis, it's 2 4. Hold on, let me get my phone. 2 2 plus 4, right? 2 plus 4 and 7 6 9.9. 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 6 plus 7 6 9 plus 9. Remember, we're adding even the 9 after the decimal point. Okay, so we have 2 plus 4 plus 7 plus 6 plus 9 plus 9, right? So when we press this, we get 37, and 3 plus 7 is the same thing as 10. Why is this entry point perfect? Because of the price and time alignment. Notice how that it gave us 1, which is the number of beginning, and 9, which actually indicates that this move going downward has completed. So we have a complete move going downward and a new beginning at 1. So this is perfect for entries. So 1 plus 9 is a good entry point in price and time count. So I've given you date count, price time, price count, an example on it, and then time count. All right. So we counted time and price, and overall the day. And I gave you how to catch daily highs on specific days of the month, and how to catch. I didn't show you exactly the hour when on bearish days. Expect the low of the day from the high. If you enter by 1 a.m., expect the low of the day to form maybe around 7 o'clock. Then it will retrace back and close against the current or the flow going upward to create something that would look like a wick, right? So this region here would be a wick going downward for Friday in NASDAQ. So it went as low as this and then went back and then chop around and closes here, right? So this region down here is a wick, and this is where the body of the candle remains up into wherever it opens around here. So it's in the same vein, okay? It's in the same vein. What you're looking at is simply digital root reduction on a daily, and you can do this almost every single time, every single month, and you could catch the exact 1 a.m. entry point using days of 1 plus 6. Never forget that. We don't use 2 plus 5. I don't actually, I wouldn't advise that you do. But go into research, find specific days where the highs and lows form within specific hours and utilize them. Okay, so I just gave you an example. Go into research and see if you can find something cool. All right, so best of luck to you guys. Do more research on this. Do for every month. Okay, then find if 1 a.m. is consistent, which is actually it is actually the case. So when you do that, if you can find those days physically, and make sure that they are not days of chop. Okay, most of the times the high and the low would be formed within 1 a.m. and down to maybe 7 or 8. Sometimes it even starts before that. But then that's where measurement comes in. You need to be able to know how to measure ranges properly and where your protracted movement is most likely going to occur. So that's that's it for this video, guys. Have a good one. All right. So I introduced these two aspects, and the next lesson is going to be quite interesting too. So be safe and happy trading.